appraisers to find out how much they're going to set the bill to us for. I don't know if you really enjoy getting that kind of an introduction. We welcome you. And we'll have Mr. Baker, he'll speak first.
Yeah, thanks for that introduction. It's actually the tax collector that's into the bill. I'm Carey Baker, and thank you for giving us this opportunity to come before you and speak. I'm excited about this opportunity to be your next Lake County property appraiser, where I plan to embrace technology to provide cost savings and better services and better accuracy to the property rules. And a little bit about myself personally, I was born in Eustis, still live there. Married a Leesburg girl, Lori, have 3 small children attending Eustis Elementary. And I graduated from Berry's High School. When I was a senior in high school, I joined the Fort Army National Guard. I was 18, I'm now 49, I'm still a member of the Fort National Guard. I was first sergeant of the Eustis unit, Delta Company, and I was also first sergeant of the Alpha Company here in Leesburg when we went to Iraq for a year. Currently I serve as a military school administrator at Camp Landing, our state's National Guard Military Academy. And after nearly 32 years, I am very close to retirement. But it's been a wonderful opportunity to serve, and I'm glad to have that honor. I'm a small businessman. My brothers and I own Peterson Gun Shop in Mount Dora. I always like to mention that I am available for all your hunting and shooting needs. I was also honored to be elected back in 2000 for 2 terms to the Florida House. And then I served 6 years in the Florida Senate as your state senator, in which I amassed a conservative record, a fiscally, socially conservative record, very proactive. I had the opportunity to work on lots of property tax issues and also statutes directly involving the property appraiser's office, including the value adjustment board process, which is the property tax appeals board, in which we were able to make it more fair to the property owners. One bill that I was the chief sponsor of allowed the property appraisers across the state to utilize technology, and that is these new digital photographs that allowed the property appraiser's office to comply with the state requirement that they have to visually inspect every property in the county. Well, as you can imagine, before we had property appraisers running from one end of this county to the other constantly, costing us here in Lake County tens of thousands of dollars. Well, now they can use these 3D high-definition photographs, and that will comply with the requirement to inspect the property. In the 3 years that that's been law, across the state, it has saved the taxpayers millions of dollars. I did enough work in the property tax arena that the Florida Association of Property Appraisers named me their Senator of the Year, and I'm very proud to announce it, and I've mentioned this before, that most of the elected property appraisers surrounding Lake County have endorsed me in this race. They've worked with me, they know me, they know that I can do the job. And with that, I'd like to just tell you, I'll do a good job for you. I'll work hard, I'll be very watchful and mindful of your tax money. I'll make sure the property tax rolls are accurate. I'll be accessible to you as property owners and voters in this county and in this community. And so, you'll just remember Carey Baker in November. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Henderson. And also, Tweet kind of stole my thunder because I was going to say thank you to all the vets too. My dad knows that. And thank you very much to Carey Baker too for all the
Pam Lee
as well in every capacity that we've had. So, but I'm here just as an average person. I've never held political office before. I'm just an average person who's had it right up to here with government. And that means local government as well as the federal government. Actually, I started in this race before actually being Senator Baker was a candidate, but we're still sticking it out together. So just pick the one you like the best. Basically, like I said, I'm just an average person. I have a construction background, so I know the valuations of homes. I go in and out of homes all the time. My company's Superior Interiors by Pam Lee. And 10 times a day I'm in and out of houses, and the quality and the difference in the houses is striking. But as I've been researching this position and the taxation process in the state of Florida, a lot of things have come to concern me here in Lake County. I've lived in Lake County for 20 years. My son went to school here, and it just bothers me very much, especially since my business relies on construction, that the construction in this county has really, really gone downhill. And if you research into it, you start finding out why. We are overtaxed here in this county, that's clear. If you look at the thousands and thousands of record cards that I have, the appraisals are way too high in certain areas. Some other areas are low. Some properties are sitting right next to each other. Some are valued very high and some are valued very low. It's really kind of a big problem. Accuracy is essential in the property appraiser's office. My background is in quality assurance, and I guarantee you one thing, it will be accurate. The Constitution of Florida starts the process, and then it goes through the legislation process and the Florida statutes, and then the Department of Revenue has a 232-page guideline for the property appraiser's office to use. I have studied every one of those diligently, and I promise you that I will make sure that we are in compliance with each and every one of those. Currently, we are not. Sadly to say, we are not. And I have the information there over on my table, and I can show you right where in the statutes it talks about quality assurance and data and audits. None of ever which have been done in this office. So I promise you that everything will be in compliance according to the laws of the state of Florida. Currently, the state rates each county as far as the taxation and where they fit in the taxation process. Currently, Lake County is 102% of the appraised values in taxation property. That's the highest in the state. Our sister county next door, Sumter County, is 92%, according to the Department of Revenue, which is actually the lowest in the state. And when I talked to Ronnie Hawkins over there in Sumter County, he's been the property appraiser there for 36 years. He just retired. He told me his philosophy is to keep the property taxes as low as possible, but still within state guidelines for the people of his county, because every piece of property is actually a job creator. He would much rather you keep your tax dollars and use it to hire a plumber, hire somebody to paint your house, hire electrician, because everybody who owns property knows that you have to have a lot of maintenance to keep your property up to its current valuation. And the problem is if you're overtaxed, you have to decide, am I going to paint my house or pay my taxes? Okay? And if you look around, I've been knocking on a lot of doors during this campaign, and I will tell you, first and foremost, there's a lot of houses out there and a lot of people out there struggling. I've worked the last 11 years part-time for Disney. There's nothing more humbling than telling 8,000 people where the bathroom is during a given day. And so I can tell you firsthand, I know how to serve the public. And they talk a lot about having the leaders in Lake County take classes so that they can know how to do business the way Disney does with their customer service. And I can tell you right now, I won't need to send anybody to class. I'll teach them firsthand. There is a specific thing to it. So I am a write-in candidate. You would have to write my name in, and I have the information in the back. My name is Pam Lee. Thank you so much for your consideration.
Well, these are our candidates. Why don't we thank them? What I think is the most important responsibility as a citizen of the United States, that is to vote. The second responsibility is to run for a public office. We give you thanks for doing that, and all of us appreciate it. Just a couple other announcements. The League of Women Voters is in the back of the room. I guess that really is the front of the room. They will be happy to share with you. They know everything there is to know about the 11 amendments that will be on the ballot, and they will explain it to us in simple terms. I can see them laughing now. So they are here, and they will share that with you. Our candidates will be here for a while to greet you and to answer your questions. And if they spurred some other ideas for you, you may want to ask them about that. And if you give our helpers a few minutes, they will serve refreshments. please give them some time to remove the screens that are there. Again, thank you for coming, and I hope this has been helpful in your decision on choosing the candidate. Thank you.